morning to one and all present here. I am Smriti and she is my co-host Renuka.
We welcome you all to the International Conference on Bioinformatics in Health and Food Security.
I would now request all the dignitaries to mark the beginning of this 3-day conference by lighting the lamp. I now request Convener and Head, Department of Bioinformatics, Professor P.T.V. Lakshmi to take over the stage for the welcome address.
Good morning to one and all present here. So I begin with the quote, "Coming together is the beginning, keeping together is the progress, working together is success." A very good morning to one and all present here and a warm welcome to this international conference on bioinformatics in health and food security, which is very uniquely organized by the Department of Bioinformatics, School of Life Sciences, Pondicherry University. I take immense pleasure in the capacity of organizing secretary, convener and the head of the Department of Bioinformatics with a pride to have this welcome address being proposed. So it's the realm of the hour to recognize the importance of the theme that is being focused with an aim that we will try to bring all the experts in different fields of bioinformatics to foster their experiences and share their knowledges towards the developments that are taking place with reference to health and food security. So the theme is so very conceptualized with the basic understanding that all along over the last 1 year we have been celebrating the millet year, and there had been a lot of focus towards the sustainability development indicators, especially with reference to indicator 2, which reflects on zero hunger, effect of climate impact on improving the health strategies for all at all ages. So therefore, there had been a lot of conventions going on with this regard, and there had been tremendous funds that have been flowing through different funding agencies across the globe, and they have emphasized the importance of the specific theme. As we have been marching towards this, we have also had the sudden demise of our green revolutionist, the legendary father of our green revolution, Professor M.S. Swaminathan. So there it actually struck me that we have to proceed with one such remarkable event as a tribute to Professor. So with that, it was conceived, and today we are trying to materialize it, and this has become the beginning of the moment. So with all the efforts that we have been putting forward for the last 6 months, we have managed to identify the experts in the field of health and food security, and that could be evidenced by the forum that is present here. So I take pride in welcoming our own Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Tarnikarsu, who had been very much instrumental. So when I told him on the first go, he said, "Yes madam, you please go. Go ahead, we will extend all the support for you." So thank you very much for all the commitment that you rendered on us, and I take this opportunity to welcome Professor Tarnikarsu. And when I approached him with this commitment, he said, "Madam, who is going to be the speaker? What is the focus?" So I explained him very clearly, and he said, "This is a very good concept which is very needy. We have to somehow conduct it." So thank you very much, sir, for all your support that you have been extending to us. I take this opportunity to welcome him. And the next comes the experts available. So being initially I thought of conducting at the national level, but then as I was approaching through the articles, I recognized one professor from the country Professor Srinivasa Chandrasekhar Rao, who had been very much working towards the advanced technology of bioinformatics. So when we talk about bioinformatics, it is about the synthetic biology that is grooming up. So although this field has been established since 1990, we have marched almost 25 years, and we recognize that this specific field has taken up different forms. And today we are in the era of celebrating our synthetic biology era, and I observed that sir was doing very wonderful research on this. So as he is going to deliberate on this, you will get to really have an impact how synthetic biology has invaded as a lot of scope. So with that, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our Professor Emeritus from Johns Hopkins, who had actually planned to give it an online, but then somehow he materialized it that he would be present here in the country and be at Pondicherry. So with that, I take immense pleasure in welcoming sir. And I also take, it was a very last instinct. Only yesterday evening I had to refine certain things, and the entire credit goes to our honorable guest, special guest, Shri Ashish Madhav Rao Moore, IAS. He is the commissioner cum secretary and handling about 5 different departments, which includes industries and commerce along with finance. And in fact, I made it a point to call him for 2 reasons. One is that sir will be giving us more information about the opportunities and avenues for the field of biotechnology as he is into the industrial segment. And secondly, this would be very, very evidencing that if such a personality comes, they will be able to help us in different forms. So with these 2 rational thinking, I was trying to get his appointment, and luckily yesterday around 11 o'clock I sought his appointment, and just by an instinct he gave his acceptance. So with that, I am extremely happy and delighted to share that Shri Ashish is here with us. I thank you very much sir, and also welcome you sir. And then our Professor Velmurugan sir, noteworthy to say, he is one of the pioneering scientists who had been working towards the development of bioinformatics. So since this program has been incepted in the country, so sir has been making his part and parcel of every university. At every university, he had been the instrumental hero for starting off this program in bioinformatics. So with that, I have a long association with him, and he is also a professor emeritus from CAS in Biophysics, University of Madras. And sir is right now working as adjunct faculty and visiting faculty across various institutes. And right now he is affiliated with SRM Institute of Science and Technology. So I wholeheartedly, on behalf of all the participants, would like to welcome you sir. Thank you. And any success of the program does not end without the support of the academicians. So that way I am very fortunate to have both the academicians with me. Professor Joseph Selvan, the Director of Research and Development, and we also have Professor Tilakan, who has inducted himself with an additional responsibility of acting as a Dean for Academic. And I think over this venture, most of our problems connected with the academic issues will be resolved at quick glance. So, and I also think that this will be his first program which he is officially attending to. So I would take this opportunity to welcome both of them. And then comes the support and services that have been rendered by all my colleagues within the department, the heads of the department from various departments, the deans, and above all I must extend my hearty welcome to our librarian, Dr. Vijay Kumar, who had been very, very generous in supporting all the material that he had with his conduct of G20 meet. So I would like to take this opportunity to welcome him specially. And nothing goes with the completion of the success without the support of the other speakers. So just to appraise on, Madam Gayatri, Professor Gayatri is here. She is one of the representative from MSSRF. In fact, I was trying to connect with Professor Soumya Madam, who was the WHO former director and the daughter of MS Swaminathan. And as we have been discussing, I was told that the same event is also setting right within their own center, and therefore she cannot make it up. So anyway, we've had a very good representative. Madam is here, and she will be deliberating on the importance of the food security. And now, with all these, you have to understand that we have taken enough pains to categorize the speakers, and almost about 26 speakers have been recognized, and most of them will be coming offline, although it is a hybrid mode. Hybrid, I meant it only for the foreigners who cannot go to country, and it is also very expensive for them to be in the country. So therefore, about 8 speakers will be joining us in online mode, and there are about 58 external students registered, and on the whole it counts to about 215 registration. And so the plan, whatever that we have been exercising, is coming to the beginning today. So I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate and appreciate my own conveners, Professor Aramuda and Dr. Murali, without whose support the scenario would not have been possible. So I am extremely thankful and welcome both of them. And last but not the least, it is all the effort that is being rendered by the students community. So the Big PU community, by and large, had been a great source of inspiration for me, and in fact they were the driving force behind the entire success of this beginning. So I would like to welcome all my students, friends, and the press, the media, OSD office, etc., for all their support that they have been rendering to us. So let's begin this in a very, very clear mind. Whatever that we are gaining today is just a knowledge, and this knowledge need to be explored in practical. So with this view and mission, I would like to take this opportunity for being provided and welcome you all for this inaugural session. Thank you.
Call upon the podium Professor R. Amotha, co-convener, to present the scope of the conference.
I extend my warm greetings to each of you present here for the International Conference on Bioinformatics in Health and Food Security. Every reaction needs an ignition, and so this conference too. We, myself and the convener of program, Professor P.T.V. Lakshmi, met our Honorable Vice Chancellor a month before with no hope conducting this conference, and a word of you changed the entire scenario with full of hopes. And today we are blessed to disclose, and I am blessed to disclose, the scope of the conference. Thank you, sir. You keep us the hopes, and we will do the success and show you the thing. Yes, now I take this moment as a privilege to pronounce the scope of the conference. We live in an era where the bioinformatics stands for the forefront in revolutionizing the biological sciences, and thus reshaping our understanding of the intricate complexities in every living systems. This international conference on bioinformatics in health and food security, scheduled for 3 days from today onwards, is dedicated to amplify the profound impact of bioinformatics, particularly in the field of healthcare and food security. The conference program consists of keynotes, plenary lecture, invited lecture by distinguished experts of national and international reputations, and both oral and poster presentations by enthusiastic research scholars, sincere students, and they would demonstrate the state of art of bioinformatics in health and food security. The conference, with such huge intellectuals across the world, are making it as a vibrant platform for the dissemination of the values, insights, achievements of bioinformatics amongst the scientific community gathered here. This conference, conducted here in online mode, also ensures a wide participation of both speakers and the participants across the globe. And the selected oral and the posters will be published in a reputed journals. And finally, once again, I extend my wishes to the entire crew here for the successful event. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am, for aptly briefing the scope of the conference.
Now I take this opportunity to invite Professor Joseph Selvin, Director, Research and Development Cell, Pondicherry University, to address the audience.
Very esteemed and respected Professor Tharani Karasu, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Pondicherry University, esteemed Sri Asis Madhavrao More, Commissioner cum Secretary of Government of Puducherry, esteemed Dr. Chandrasekharan, Professor Emeritus from Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, US, respected Dr. Professor Velmurugan from SRM Institute of Science and Technology, respected colleague, Professor Tilakan, Dean Academic, Professor P.T.V. Lakshmi, Head of the Center for Bioinformatics, Professor Amda ma'am, and Dr. Murali, the co-convener of this event, and respected deans, HODs, and colleagues, and dear participants. So anyway, actually, Madam already introduced that more than 26 experts will be delivering. What else we can speak? But I will be giving maybe 2 minutes about some insight. You will see the Darwin's, how the life can exist or survival on the earth. After Darwin, you know that two theories, actually we maybe forgotten it, not in the forefront of science, that is known as, one is hollow genome theory of evolution. That hollow genome theory states that all the life on the earth exists as hollow biont. So none of the life exists its own. It cannot survive its own. For example, the human body is made up of 10 power 10 cells. Our gut is having 10 power 14 cells of microbes. So a human, I used to ask this question to students, with a sterile human can survive? Cannot. If you see the ICU, usually the people will taken to the ICU, they given a cocktail of antibiotics to sterilize the gut. That may be the one of the reason. If you say, the doctor says, usually the terminology is, they will say that the patient is infected with pneumonia. Actually, it is not pneumonia. So it is very commonly happening to our day-to-day life, our relatives, anybody known to you. So the doctor says pneumonia means you can see 90%, 99, the death rate is 99. The people will die. The reason is it is not a septicemia. So it is a health and food security. We don't have any treatment. Once the ICU, the patient undergoing a situation known as septicemia, means the entire body is full of pathogens. Very similarly, one is hollow genome, so we cannot survive without microbiota. Number two, that is known as, after Darwin, our time we have a theoretical physics that is Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking died in 2018. So he given a theory, you might have studied, that is a lot of theory he says. One is, that is Stephen Hawking theory of aliens. So usually people thought that the aliens, they are searching, because last week also we have a report from NASA, whether aliens are exist or not. They claim that there is no aliens. Whatever, I'm not speaking about aliens exist or not, how bioinformatics is playing, as Madam said, the new era is synthetic biology. So I'm giving one insight from the synthetic biology. We know that COVID-19, what happened in our life. Now, the world is waiting for COVID-19 2.0, version 2.0. So you might have seen in the news. So now what the point here is, COVID-19 version 2.0 may not be disastrous, but when we have a pathogen, so all the life on the earth is made up of just 4 alphabets. That's 4 alphabet is a playground of bioinformaticians, that is AGCT. So once you are playing with this AGCT, entire life is made up of this 4 alphabet. Can we create a life other than this 4 alphabet? Yes. Now the research is going on. We have to create a life other than the 4 alphabet, that is known as engineered or synthetic viruses. So see, our immune system can recognize a virus or a pathogen which is made up of this AGCT. So other than AGCT, our immune system cannot recognize. With all these challenges we expect, so COVID-19 2.0, synthetic viruses, all these things, you will deliberate very much these 3 days, you come out with the good solutions. That will be the young researcher can take forward with good science and research, because all these things are designs. The synthetic biology itself is full of design. You know, they use the terminology system. System means human or a life. System, pods. Pods means a gene. So everything they are using the pod, system, device, everything they are comparing to the computer. So we will see the challenges in what is going to happen in the health, the solution come out from the COVID-19 time. Also the vaccines are designed through the in silico approaches. So everything now, the most of the research without in silico, without bioinformatics, we don't have any life science research. Any life science obviously go with in silico approaches. With this I conclude. I wish you all good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your engaging speech. Moving forward, I now invite our Dean Academic, Professor P. Tilakan, to address the audience.
Respected Vice Chancellor, respected Secretary, Government of Pondicherry, and Professor Chandrasekhar, the Emeritus Professor from Johns Hopkins University, and our own beloved Professor Velmurugan from Department of Bioinformatics from Pondicherry University, Emeritus Professor, and my own colleagues, Professor Joseph Selvin, and Professor P.T.V. Lakshmi, and Professor Amuda, and all organizers, participants, guests, and dear students. Good morning to one and all. So it is my privilege to give a felicitation address in this gathering. When we talk about higher education, we are trying to follow the von Humboldt model of higher education. He only proposed the combined approach of teaching and research. So all developed countries, they started follow this model, and then they are becoming leaders in different technologies. So for us, we are with different kind of model of education, in which we give more emphasis on concepts and theories, basic understanding of everything. So when it comes to modern world, economy rules everything. So in this case, we have to convert the knowledge into product. This is the current trend, current scenario. So if you see the productivity, there is a different ranking for different countries. So in that case, if you see the education, we have to move forward with developing skills. So we have to convert the source of knowledge into skill. That is the essential task of education now. So in that aspect, we are moving from one pattern of education to the new pattern of education, NEP. So NEP accommodate more skill development aspects. So each and every stage of education, we have to develop skill, and then every human being should participate in the economic development of the country. So this is the motive of NEP. So we are under the task of implementing this task. So here, what is the relevance to the conference? So this conference is more focused on the update of knowledge in the field that comes out from the research. So these are all the laboratory results are present in the conference. So this gives you more insight and more advancement in the technology. So here the conference topic is food food and health security. I mean health and food security. So if you see now in present era, I am a little bit connected to the agriculture. So you see that seeds, it is a great problem that we don't have natural seed. I mean we are our stockpile of natural seeds are vanishing away, and we are moving to the new kind of seed that has to come from some sources. So the cost, everything goes up. Okay, that is cost is one thing. And what about health security? So if you talk about health security, I can say what you eat, that you are. So our body is made out of what we eat, and our energy is coming out from what we eat. So what we eat, food. So this food security and health is always connected, interconnected to each other. So this conference is rightly organized to address the futuristic, present and futuristic issue of health and food security. So I have seen a very intense program. So I wish great success to this conference. I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
I would like to invite Sri Ashish Madhavrao More, IAS, Commissioner cum Secretary, Finance, Education, Industries and Commerce and Port, Government of Puducherry.
Very good morning to all of you. Respected Professor Tarani Karasu, Vice Chancellor in charge of the Pondicherry Central University, Dr. S. Chandrasekharan, Professor Emeritus, Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, US, Dr. D. Velumurugan, Research Professor from SRM Institute of Science and Technology, all the distinguished dignitaries on the dais, the entire gathering of the learned intellectuals of Pondicherry University, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed a great privilege and pleasure that today I stand in front of you in the Pondicherry University campus. First time I'm coming to the campus, and it's really, good to see the young scholars, young faces, smiling faces around, and lot of brainstorming which is going to happen in the next 3 days here on the issue of bioinformatics. Today we are living in the world which is extremely complex, and we really don't know what is going to happen when. And in such kind of world, information or the data matters a lot, because various kinds of data float around us. How do we use it in a more analytical manner so that it becomes fruitful not only to us but for the entire society? That matters. And here you are going to have this symposium, this international conference for 3 days on the issue of bioinformatics. As the previous speaker has spoken, we have already faced 3 years back the pandemic all over the world. I really do not want COVID 2.0 in the future to happen ever, at least in our lives till we are alive. And nothing that sort of also should happen. But yes, various kinds of things of science which we should have as a part of research, and the use of that research into the industrial use, which basically benefit for all of us as a part of product and the economy which helpful or beneficial for our growth. That is what definitely required. Today in the morning when I was speaking with Dr. Chandrasekharan, he was mentioning about some new breed of tomatoes which he has able to develop. So such kind of thing definitely is useful. Thankfully our population is now stable, but still we have to always think and always keep in mind about the food security for the population which we are having, because we are anyway going to be the largest populated countries in the world. So for such kind of food security, for dealing with any kind of God forbidden diseases, pandemics, whether in any age group, and of course for the nutritional value of food for the consumption of human beings, and not only human beings, for our cattle etc., also domesticated animals also, we really require to have a good biotechnology, and based upon that biotechnology, bioinformatics. Because until and unless we have it, we would not be able to basically survive in 21st century, because things are extremely complex. The world is changing very fast. The generation which is my generation is different, their generation is different, your generation is different, and your forthcoming generations will be further different. But the continuity will be of only one thing, that is the humanity and the well-being of human beings, which is very much required in today's world and in the future world also. And the more and more research in such kind of fields of bioinformatics is there, and the data is analyzed properly, it will be helpful for any kind of industrial growth. Here in Pondicherry, I see there are many industrial estates around, but there are certain sick units also which I do see, and I am not satisfied with that. So any kind of scientist or any kind of entrepreneur scientist who wants to do something better, who wants to invest for that, invest not only in the economic terms but invest in the form of the knowledge also and the technology also, he or she is always welcome. As far as possible from the government side, we will try to help out, we will try to assist wherever it is required by making policies which are helpful for the investors as well as for the society. So this is what I want, and I am really glad that to see such kind of international conference happening here. More such kind of things the university should be able to organize in various kinds of fields, which should be useful for the university, for the teachers, and for the society as well in future. I am really grateful to all of you for giving me an opportunity to stand before you and interact in a short manner, at least before all of you. I am thankful to Dr. Lakshmi that she has invited me for attending this gathering. All the best for all your future endeavors. Thank you so much.
I would like to request Professor P.T.V. Lakshmi ma'am to felicitate Dr. Shri Arul Mohin sir, Joint Director Planning. I now request Professor Velumurugan D. Velumurugan, Research Professor, SRM Institute of Science and Technology, to deliver the inaugural speech.
Honorable Vice Chancellor, Pondicherry University, respected dignitaries on the dais, dear professors, research scholars, and participants, good morning to all of you. So before I deliver the inaugural address, I have to thank the whole Department of Bioinformatics particularly the convener and the co-conveners for the kind invitation. If you look at the strength of the Bioinformatics Department, Pondicherry, 3 are from my own former department, Center for Advanced Study in Crystallography and Biophysics. So I am also considering myself as a family member of the department. From the inception of this department, many years back, when Professor Mathur was there as a HOD, I never miss any meeting in Pondicherry University. Of course, I know Rashmi when she was there in Bharatiya University, and Amuda also, when she was a scholar. Which means that I am old. I am 69, so no doubt in it. So, so even then, I just continue whatever I can do in promotion of science in various other parts of India, particularly if you go to northeastern parts. So there it is underdeveloped because science is southern, thing is poor. So I have contact with the 5 states, Assam, Meghalaya, Manipur, Arunachal Pradesh, and so on. Mizoram also. So I have collaborators and we used to publish papers because facilities, they don't have much. But resources, we look at the biodiversity resources in Arunachal Pradesh, 80% of India's biodiversity resources in Arunachal Pradesh, even untouched. More facilities there, people are not there to work. So we have to reciprocate. With that scheme only, Bioinformatics, Biotechnology Department started 250 centers. About 120 centers were there in Northeast. Unfortunately, due to reasons I don't want to tell, now it is down. All the centers are closed. 250 centers, 120 were Arunachal. I think you also had a big bioinformatics facilities here. So, due to some reason or other, it is not being encouraged. And I am happy to know through some of my own friends that ICMI is going now take the lead, and they are going to start centers for proteomics, genomics, and drug discovery. So, once it comes, you have to apply Pondicherry University, so to get it done. And coming to that. The international conference on bioinformatics, health and food security, this is the need of the hour, I can say. So we used to say long back, so don't take medicine separately, food as medicine. So so in that aspect only, I have been concentrating in the past 2 years on marine seaweeds. So Dr. Khanna is there, specialist in seaweed. My experience is only about 2 years, and we have a lot of resources from Mandapam area, Gulf of Mannar. So again, going to molecular level, nobody has done it. For MS students, they take some species, pay 500 rupees, get the GCMS, they publish paper, they put table, whatever is table, they describe to fill up the page, everything. So 3 pages, they get the thing done and so on. So they didn't go deep into molecular level. So that's what I've been doing in the past 2 years. That's what I'm going to present to you just before the lunch. So I have to congratulate the team for choosing this topic, the health and food security, what is the role of bioinformatics. 2 days back I read in Times of India, there are some states which you don't want to mention, be controversial. Malnutrition, children goes to lakhs in number. It's a very bad situation for India, because they are going to become youth, unhealthy youth in future. So it's the right time we talk about food security, nutraceuticals. Coming to the seaweed, nutraceuticals is there, which has minerals, carbohydrates, everything is there. So we have nearby also. I heard that they do manufacturing, that biscuits, chips, everything. Most of it we are unaware. We are aware of only one thing, agar, that white seaweed, so which you mix with milk and everything and put in the fridge, becomes cake and eat, that's all. So other seaweeds, brown, red and everything, edible seaweeds are there. Only thing is it will be having pungent smell, but very, very nutritious. So that's why they say the COVID rate in Japan is very low, because for the food, they, as a wrapper, they use green seaweed. So in one form or other, they used to consume seaweeds. So that's what I'm going to talk about in my presentation for half an hour. So I don't want to take your time. So let me congratulate the entire team, particularly the conveners and co-conveners, Professor Lakshmi, Amutha, and Murali, for choosing this topic. And I am sure that the coming 3 days you'll be enjoying and gaining a lot in the academic field. Thank you so much and all the best.
Thank you, sir, for such a warm address. I now request Professor S. Chandrasekharan, Professor Emeritus, Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, to present the keynote address.
Respected Vice Chancellor, Secretary, Professor Lakshmi, and all the organizers. I'm glad you organized this, such a nice conference. I'm sure it will be well received. I don't have too much to say because you already heard nice things from other guests. I just want to say a few lines. I think it's a Chinese proverb. It said, may you live in interesting times. As far as life scientists, bioinformaticians, biotechnology, biomedical, I'm just going to say, you are living in an interesting time. There is a huge revolution going on, and you have a bright future. Okay? So make use of that opportunity. Get well learn bioinformatics, not only just bioinformatics. You have to learn also how to test whatever you find. You have to test it. In biology, you have to test it. And also in biomedical sciences, there is genome editing, there is synthetic biology, there is artificial intelligence coming along. So there are a lot of opportunities going to be there. Make use of it. That's all I got to say. Thanks.
Thank you, sir, for your encouraging words. I now request Professor K. Tirunekarasu, Vice Chancellor, Pondicherry University, to preside over the conference.
Respected Commissioner cum Secretary, Sri Ashish Mohan Rao More, and Professor Emeritus, all the way has come from John Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, Dr. S. Chandrasekharan, and Professor Vel Murugan, Research Professor of SRM Institute of Science and Technology, and Professor Joseph Selvin, Director R&D, Professor Tilagan, Dean Academic, Professor Lakshmi, Convener and Head of the Department of Bioinformatics, and the co-conveners, Professor R. Amuda and Dr. A. Murali, and all the deans of the schools, head of the departments, and other faculty members from the Department of Bioinformatics, and the students and delegates from other parts of the country. Good morning, everyone. So, when Professor Lakshmi contacted me about this, I was really very happy that she has chosen this topic, health and food security. Because where we are, one side we are doing research, we are doing lot of research on this, but the other side, whether we are come over to health and whether we have taken care of our food security also, but it is still questionable. So it is one side, because of whether it is good or bad, our population also growing. Whatever the health and food security we are giving, but it helps us to increase the population also. So again, it is when the population increases, definitely the food security also is a question mark. And of course, the poverty and all those things also will be a additional challenge for us. And if you check the food security, so people say that our crop production by 2050 to 2060, it will be reduced because of the climate change, all those things, by roughly 10 to 40%. Already our population is increasing, and we are the highest populous country. Whereas because of the climate change, the crop production also may go low. So this is one of the challenges for us. And the food grain wastage is another major challenge for us. We have because of thanks to the Green Revolution and continuous research on agriculture, we have food grain wise, we have enough production, but still wastage is the one side it is more growth, but other side we don't have a proper facilities to store this. Because of this, we have food grain wastage. This is the one of the primary cause of the food shortage also in India. So this is another primary concern challenge for us when it comes to the food security of India. So some of the speakers already mentioned the poverty and malnutrition. I think Professor Velmurugan mentioned about this malnutrition. So 50% of our children in India under 5 is either underweight or malnutrition. So every alternative children is either malnutrition or it is underweight. So this is because of the poorly managed nutritional programs in India also. So we have to, when it comes to the food security, we have to concentrate on nutritional programs we have in India also. The policymakers, the government officials also should concentrate on when we talk about Vikshit Bharat at 2047. So we have to think on those lines also, how to improve our nutritional programs. And the other side, we are also thinking of the energy security. What are the different options for the energy? Because our the fuel, the natural fuel is getting deteriorated. Either by 2040 or 2070, all our petrol and coal may be utilized. So scientists are working on this. What are the other source of energy for our energy requirements, energy demand? So in this way, many of the energy source, now research is going on utilizing biofuels, and every government is also recommending the biofuels. So this is again, it is the detrimental for our food security also. So these are the some of the challenges for us when it comes to the food security. And when it comes to the healthcare in bioinformatics, there are a lot of challenges. If you say Professor Chandrasekharan has mentioned, there are a lot of future for our bioinformatics researchers, because there are a lot of challenges. So we have still not reached that stage where this is what going to happen based on this result. Like this bioinformatics, we are not able to predict anything so far, absolutely. So that means there are a lot of scope to improve this, and data privacy and confidential data are one of the major challenge for us. We have a lot of data. These are all private data. So if somebody shares us with us only, we can able to conclude what are the different reasons. But these are all in India, the confidentiality and privacy is less compared to the other developed countries. So in otherwise, we can have many data access here, but some of the developing countries, it is very confidential, and that way, without data for bioinformatics people also very difficult to conclude anything when it comes to the bioinformatics research. And data sharing, how to share this data, and data deep learning, like how to get this data and go further and deduce what are the conclusion on this. Also another challenge for bioinformatics research. And image analysis also one of the challenges for the bioinformatics research. And ultimately, whatever the discoveries they are making, but converting into the medical practices. That is also one of the major challenges for bioinformatics. And everyone know bioinformatics can concentrate variety of research fields, but Department of Bioinformatics has chosen this health and food security. This is very important for us. So I hope this international conference will focus on these two topics and come out with a discussion on these two topics, and which will be very useful for our research scholars as well as our faculty members. So I thank the department for organizing this and a wonderful conference. I thank Professor P.T.V. Lakshmi, Dr. Amuda and A. Murali for tirelessly working for this to bring out a nice international conference on bioinformatics in health and food security. And thank you all the participants and delegates on the dais for sharing your valuable time to share your knowledge in this conference. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir, for such an inspiring speech. I would like to call upon the podium Dr. A. Murali, co-convener, for the vote of thanks.
On behalf of the organizing committee, I feel it a great privilege to propose the vote of thanks for this international conference on bioinformatics in health and food security. I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to Professor K. Tharanikkarasu, Vice Chancellor, Pondicherry University. Despite his busy schedule, he showed personal interest in successful organization of this August event. Sir, thank you very much for being here. I would like to extend my thanks to the eminent scientist and academician sitting on the dais, Dr. Chandrasekharan, Professor Emeritus, Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, USA, for his kind consent to deliver the keynote speaker. In fact, his presence here added value to our conference. Sir, thank you for being here. It is my pleasure to express my sincere thanks to Sri Ashish Madhavrao More, IAS, Commissioner cum Secretary, Finance, Education, Industries and Commerce and Port. He, with his keen interest in academic and industry interface, arrived here to motivate the young minds with a special address to the gathering. Sir, thank you for being here. Nothing gives me more happiness than thanking the eminent academician, the well-known structural biologist, Dr. Venumaran sir, and he currently serves the SRM Institute of Science and Technology in the capacity of research professor, and he is here for inaugurating the conference. I thank the electrical department and support staff of the CCC for their cooperation. And no event is complete success without a financial help. And this event is sponsored by several funding agencies such as CERB, DBT New Delhi, and Pondicherry University. Besides this, some commercial agencies like Subra Scientific, Schrodinger, Avro, Indian Bank, High Media, Canara Bank, Soy Scientific Surgicals, the national scientific suppliers, they all extended their hand in successfully running this event. I thank all the sponsors for their financial support. In all, I thank one and all listed and unlisted. I thank you all. Thank you very much.